May was a month full of so many shifts in the Calgary real estate market. I mean, we had the first price decreases in over 6 months, we had the interest rate drop on June 5th, and we had the approval of the blanket rezoning. So we're gonna talk about what that means for you, whether you're a homeowner, a buyer, or an investor. My name is Zach, I'm a local realtor here in Calgary, and let's get right into it. Let's start with the major news, which is Calgary approving the blanket rezoning. Now, a lot of people are happy about this, but I'd say more people are pissed. If you're happy about this, you're likely an investor because this gives you a lot more options. If you're not happy about this, you're likely a homeowner that doesn't want your neighborhood to change. You're worried about higher density, maybe parking, that kind of stuff, losing character in the neighborhoods. Let's talk about what this will actually look like. The standard zoning is going to be RCG, and this allows you to build detached homes, duplexes, fourplexes, and townhomes. Now, this is going to be effective on August 6th. A lot of people were worried about townhome projects going up right beside their house, and rightfully so. Like, I wouldn't want that either. But there was an amendment. Before, it used to be permitted use, which basically meant the projects didn't need additional review. Now they've amended it to discretionary use. This means each one's going to be looked at individually, and there's going to be public hearings. The communities I can see this having a bigger impact on is inner city communities with bigger lots. Those are the ones a lot of developers are going to go to. Sure, some people might choose to go in the suburbs, but I think that will be much more rare. And now the interest rate drop. So the Bank of Canada just announced on June 5th that they're dropping the rate by 0.25%. Hooray! Lots of people have been waiting for this. Now, the problem is when a lot of people are waiting for something to happen, a lot of buyers are going to enter the market. So it could actually increase prices and not really help. But it could help. We'll have to see how this plays out. I would go into more detail about what this means, but it really depends on your situation. I'll throw up on the screen some of the best interest rates you can get today from our mortgage team. And I mean, if you have any further questions, just reach out, I guess. Okay, so now we're gonna jump right into the stats. I'm gonna put up a PowerPoint just because I think that conveys information a little bit better than you just looking at my face. So let's get right into it. Okay, so on the screen, you will see my PowerPoint for the market stats. I just thought this would be an easy way to show you guys all the information. So, turn in the market, question mark, you'll see why. Sales. So this is a key stat, shows us which areas are busy, the actual price. Really, at the end of the day, what's important is it gives us an idea of demand versus supply. So there are 3,092 sales in May, and this is 211 more than April. Now, without inventory new listings, that information means pretty much nothing. So, inventory new listings. This gives us the context for the sales so we can figure out the demand and supply. I already said that, and it'll tell us who the market is favoring. So we have 4,333 new listings in May, and this is 842 more new listings than last month, which shows us more people are putting their home up for sale. Now this next point is super important for everyone to understand. When more people sell, buyers have more options, which equals less competition on the average house, which typically means prices will start to soften. So the total amount of inventory at the end of the month of May was 3,402, and this is 691 more homes than in April. So that should have an impact on the market. And I mean, I know it does because I made the PowerPoint, so obviously I know. Months of supply, this tells us how long it would take to sell all the current inventory in the current market conditions. Anything between 2.5 to 4 months of supply in Calgary is considered a balanced market. So under 2.5 months favors sellers, anything over 4 months favors buyers. Right now, Calgary has 1.1 months of supply. And last month there was 0.94. So it went from taking just under a month to sell all the inventory to now take just over a month. The market became slightly more balanced, and it's still a strong seller's market, as you guys can tell. Now, benchmark price. This is what everyone is excited for. So I broke it down. I have all the stats, I have all the benchmark prices from every month of 2024 and the price increase for each month. So, whoops, wrong way. So as you can see, this is what I mean. Everything from this year, the benchmark price for those months, blah, blah, blah. Starting with Calgary overall. This is all property types, all areas. So we could see that the biggest price increases were February, March, and then it started to slow down. And last month, it slowed down quite a bit. Overall in Calgary, only seeing a $1,600 benchmark price increase. So the total increase this year for all of that is $33,000, which is about $6,600 a month for everything. This is just a benchmark price in all of Calgary. Some areas are more, some areas are less. Now, forgive me, this is my first time creating a PowerPoint, so I don't know how to fix this. But we're going to start with Calgary apartments. So as we can see, similar picture. It was more March, April that apartments did really good rather than February, March for Calgary overall. But last month, we actually saw a price decrease, which is something we haven't seen in over 6 months. So the total increase for apartments this year the benchmark price is $16,500, which is about $3,300 a month. Now, same thing for townhomes. We can see that once again, February and March were the strongest months. April was still pretty strong, but May softened quite a bit. $4,400 increase. The new benchmark price is $462,500. So the total increase this year for townhomes is $36,100 so far, which is about $7,200 a month. Now, semi-detached started the year a little bit negative, but it's been absolutely killing it since then. February was super hot. March, almost a $19,000 price increase. That's crazy. April, $10,000. And May was still pretty strong, $9,600. I think part of the reason why there's still a lot of demand for semi-detached is because it's great for such a wide group of people. First-time buyers, investors, there's lots of investment opportunity there. So if you are looking for an investment property and you're curious why it's in demand, drop a comment and I'll let you know. Yeah, but the total increase this year is $53,000, which is about $10,600 a month. And for detached, once again, February, March were super hot. April cooled down a little bit. And it was actually up in May for detached homes. So price increase of $12,800. The benchmark price is now $761,800. So the total increase this year is $69,600, which is about almost $12,000 a month. Now that we've gone through the major news, the market stats, let's talk about what this actually means to you and my advice to you as a buyer, a homeowner, and an investor. Now, starting off with buyers, it looks like you're going to have more options, which is great because that means you have more homes to choose from, as well as you should, in theory, have a little bit less competition. Now, it's still a very competitive market, so you still need to expect to compete. And there's two tips that I'd really give you. Number one is there are exclusive realtor groups on Facebook for off-market and coming soon properties. I would make sure that your realtor is part of those groups because one, they can give you the information beforehand so you can kind of decide, process whether it's something you're interested in. And two, it helps with scheduling. Sometimes it's hard to drop everything last minute to see your property because it's going to go fast. This way you can plan accordingly if you know the date it's supposed to come out, and sometimes you're even able to see it before it hits the market. And if you don't have to compete, that is great. Tip number two is make sure you have a pre-approval letter that you can send with your offer. There are sellers that will choose a lower price if the buyer can 100% have financing. And I know this because I was just in that situation last month, where it's actually a significant amount less, but it was very important that financing went through for the seller. Now, for investors, it's pretty much the same tips with the addition of aligning yourself with the city's goals. The city is trying to add more homes to the market, and one way you can take advantage of this is by adding a basement suite to your home or investment property. There's currently a basement suite incentive, which will provide qualifying homeowners with up to $10,000 to build and register a secondary suite. This is great because it unlocks equity in your home, and when you do go to sell, it makes your property attractive to many more buyers. There are two things I'd keep in mind as a seller. As more listings hit the market, you want to separate your home from the other ones on the market. So tip number one is if there's super small work you can do to get big ROI, do it. Such as paint jobs, do small renovations. Also, curb appeal, mow your lawn. It makes a huge difference, and the more buyers that see it and have a good feeling while at the property, the more likely they are to write an offer, which can get you a higher price. Secondly, when you choose your price, you choose your competition. Buyers are looking for the best price. If there's two homes, one's listed for $500,000, one's listed for $700,000, and they're almost the same, no buyers are going to go to the $700,000 house. They're all going to go to the $500,000 one. So if you want to get interest, maximum exposure, choose the market value price. If you want more info about your community, send me an email at zach@yourcalgaryrealty.com. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more Calgary and Calgary real estate related content, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.